The value of nostalgia. Why is it important? Why is it worth talking or thinking about? And what do we find nostalgic? That's what we're going to spend some time delving into today. So sit with us while we talk about all things from the past. It's going to be an interesting one and hopefully have some laughs along the way. So let's go get into it. What's going on, beautiful people? This is the Perspective Chasers podcast. I'm your host, John. That beautiful bugger is Dave.
Might be the nicest thing you've ever said to me.
Gotta lie once in a while, innit? And today we're talking about nostalgia, which broadly kind of defined is all things that make you feel happy that live in the past. And there's a fair bit of past behind us now. We've got 60 years combined of past years to talk about.
Jesus, yeah.
So it may be a decent episode.
Is it bad that I'm just being a proper fatty? Like you said, nostalgia, my head went turkey Twizzlers.
That's not part of my childhood, really.
Turkey Twizzlers.
I'm trying to... See, now you've got me thinking about, like, school dinners.
Sandwiches, bro.
Hey.
So bad for
Turkey
you.
dinosaurs.
But I'd still mash them up, bro. I'd still mash them up. I need to find me somewhere that serves dinosaur nuggets, bro. I want dinosaur nuggets, man. I don't care.
Bro, jelly and ice cream.
Hey, bangs. I had that in time.
Why, as an adult, are we not allowed jelly and ice cream more often?
You won't. Just do what you want.
Like, I want to be sitting in, like...
Understand the difference. I get nostalgic for dinosaur nuggets. But I'm a 30-year-old man. So if I want dinosaur nuggets, I'm going to go get them. And I'm not just going to have them. I'm going to make my whole Jurassic Park theme out of it on a piece of tinfoil, you understand? I can do what I want. I'm a fully grown man. If I want to make the scene, I'm going to eat the scene. I don't care. You understand?
Volcano, freaking gravy lava, and all sorts.
100%.
Just no greens, no vegetation.
Nah, broccoli, bro. You got to have some trees, bro.
You gonna eat broccoli?
I like broccoli.
Alright. That's surprising, but...
Bro, why? It's a shame I'm not really into Brussels sprouts because they would make the perfect meteorite. You could do... That's the thing about nostalgia, no? Like, it's things you long for from the past, right? But if they still exist, amplify it. I don't care.
But that's the other thing as well. Is that
I miss playing games. Okay, well, the only reason I don't really play games that much is because I do have to do things in my life.
Yeah,
otherwise, I would do nothing.
But now the games that they're releasing, when you're looking like at the nostalgic, they've remade like freaking Pokemon, Crash Bandicoot, Spyro.
I have a job to hold down.
Retro games.
I have a job, friendships, relationships to hold down, bro. I can't.
Nostalgia, Dave.
Yeah, but I also have the addictive personality that goes,
oh yeah,
gaming,
yeah.
and before you know it, like I'm calling in sick, and I don't do that.
I ain't that bad. I would never call in sick again.
It would consume me. It used to consume me when I was younger.
See, like I remember the days of like PS2, and you go to school and you leave it on from the morning to when you come back home because you ain't like you lent your memory card to your mate.
Oh yeah.
So they can play your levels or something else. You're just like, cool. I'll just leave my PlayStation on for 3 days running, and it's just like, yeah, cool.
I remember times when I was like 15, 16 where I would literally game for almost 24 hours.
Oh, easy.
Like ridiculously, man. Like I used to be part of a website. Like I used to like achievement hunt on the Xbox. I used to be part of a website where I would get people together just to specifically do a task for an achievement because I want the achievement.
Yeah, see, I never went that deep.
Nah, man. I used to like try and 100% everything in the game.
See, so when I started making some decent money, like when I became an adult and that, like I started to get on like online gaming, freaking Xbox Live and GTA 5 and Titanfall.
There was times I'd be banging Xbox and RuneScape simultaneously. Yeah. My laptop would heat. My man would just be like, cutting trees, and I'd just be there on like, I'd be there just shooting my friends up.
I remember when little one was first born and I was there chilling on my bed with her asleep on my lap and me playing Xbox.
Remember when we used to go and party and play GTA all the time?
Yeah. Bro, like, it's just like, oh shit, like, you're doing a heist or whatever else, you want to shout at somebody for being a pleb, and then you're like, oh, she's asleep.
It's one of my most nostalgic memories is I had a friend who literally lived where I did, like downstairs. And we used to game quite a lot, and he was a grade A rage quitter. and I'm a grade A shithouser. And there was always two things that would get him. Is either a certain way to score a goal on something like FIFA, or not conveying his rules on something like Call of Duty. And you know me, bro. I don't care. So he'd be like, yeah, we're going to do this. And I'm like, yeah, cool. And I would just rock up with like an RPG and just go, hey, shoot the floor. Everybody dies. Everybody dies. And one time it just popped up. He's like, oh, you left the party. And I was like, my man rage quit. Next thing I hear a knock on my door, man, come up with a broom handle. This is still one of my favorite memories to this day. I just remember opening the door and I was like, what are we doing here, bro? And he's just like, I'm ready to throw hands, bro. I'm like, go away, bro.
See, in my kind of like middle teenage years, I didn't kind of game that much. So like, by the time I got to like 12, 13, I started going outdoors a lot more, being out like socializing more, like
It's a hard knock life.
I was a kid of the streets.
In your potato sack.
It wasn't until just me and my little friggin' stick and friggin'
Potato sack and flip flops.
Only one flip flop.
Just a sock on the other foot.
But like, so I had this kind of gap of like probably about 5, 6, 7 years or whatever else.
That's a long time to be roaming the streets, homie.
Literally.
Jesus.
And those stories will come out eventually. But not yet. Not yet.
Patreon.com.
But so I took a break from that game. It wasn't until like I was out working and then I was like, oh, I work on social hours, or like the little bit of time I do have off, I want to just be chilling. So I got back into gaming for that. So there was like that massive kind of lull of like, the consoles changed, the type of games changed. People started online gaming a hell of a lot more. Like, think to back when we was a kid, like there weren't no online gaming in that sense. Do you know what I mean? Like,
it was just becoming a thing.
Yeah.
By the time that we got to an age where it's like, okay, I understand all of this and I want to do it, that's when it was starting to hit.
So even still, I might be wrong on this again because I was on the streets, but
the streets with a Z.
Like, online gaming hit more of PC before it hit consoles. Yeah. So, like, if you was like a RuneScaper or whatever else, there was those multiplayer role-playing games that you could take part in, but they were more PC related.
It started coming along when the Xbox. No, it came along when the Xbox came out, really, and then it started becoming a bit of a thing, didn't it? Especially into like Xbox 360, PS3, and all that kind of stuff. But even then, I remember one of my earliest memories of gaming was my cousins, man. Because there's a few of them. And we used to play a game called Perfect Dark. And it was like one of my first ever like intros to gaming. I was like, what is this? I like it. I don't know why, but I like this. Turns out I didn't really like the game at all, but I just enjoyed the actual like, oh, this is funny.
See, because like I'm trying to think back to like the first kind of co-op games that I was playing or whatever else. It's probably like Halo, maybe Gears of War, Call of Duty on the Xbox or whatever.
That chainsaw was a madness.
But I was probably in year 7 or year 8 playing RuneScape, which was an online multiplayer. So that's what I'm saying. I think they came out on PC before they was like.
Did you ever play Habbo Hotel?
What?
Did you ever play Habbo Hotel?
No.
But that was random as hell, man. That was one of my first ever
do you
online
remember
experiences.
Happy Tree Friends?
Yeah.
If you remember Happy Tree Friends, please drop a comment.
Oh man, that's
so many lessons spent watching Happy Tree Friends.
Yep. That show was so violent.
Yeah.
Like what?
Oh, I'm trying to think of what other. Even back to like Game Boy Advance and Game Boy Color and like playing like Earthworm Jim and like.
Mate, most of the things I think of nostalgia are just all the things that it's like I blatantly shouldn't have been watching, but was watching. Like things like wrestling back in the days was madness. Like all the things they used to do, you can't do these days on TV, bro. Like steel shares to the head. The way they treated women was mad.
Not just that.
Like the storylines were mad.
Say, even the way they talk, like
there is Steve Austin just going around flipping his middle finger up, and me doing that when I'm a kid because I thought it was good.
But that's the thing.
Or rolling my eyes back in every family photo because I thought I could do the Undertaker stuff, and it was just like, one day you're gonna bust your eyes out. Like, but I thought, yeah, I like this.
I obviously never really followed wrestling or whatever else, but there's...
I used to go to my cousins, we used to wrestle each other, and every time, without fail, my mom would be like, don't do that dumb shit. We'd be like, yeah, whatever. Go upstairs. And then you would know it was happening because 10 minutes later, I'd be crying because I got boss up. And I was always the one that was like, yeah, no, put me in, I'll be fine. Nope. Every time, bro.
Been a liability since birth.
100%.
But
God knows how much money has been spent on me and food.
so did you see how you had what's the aggressor referred to in wrestling? Like in terms of like the story and everything else, you've got a good guy and bad guy.
Indeed.
So what's the bad guy referred to as?
The heel.
That's it. That kind of like heel behaviour these days, with like the level of political correctness and like,
could never fly.
But do you still watch wrestling here and there now, or because I was gonna say like how has it changed? Because like the amount of shit they used to talk to each other, they used to spew venom.
Yeah, I mean, like, I keep tabs here and there, but I don't actually go my way to watch it. But like, it's obviously very different. There's no swearing, there's no blood, there's none of that kind of stuff. So it's very, very PG and very sponsor friendly, which makes sense, and I get it. But it's kind of weird these days. Like back then, the whole thing was suspending your belief, right? That was the whole idea behind it. I know this isn't real, but I'm going to forget about that because it's entertaining. Whereas now you're almost forced to remember that it's not real. So you can't really suspend your disbelief as much. That's the kind of big thing that turns me off of it. Because like a lot of things, when I think about nostalgia now, but a lot of things were all just like reality escapes, right? Gaming's a massive one. It was just to escape reality for a second, man. I want to go do something else. Like I don't. Not if I'm not having a bad life. Don't get me wrong, but it was still like I don't want to think about school. I'm gonna go and get into this reality, which becomes more pertinent now that you're an adult. By the way, it was the same with TV shows and stuff. Like it was just like this isn't reality.
I get what you're saying, but
and like, what do you do as a 30-year-old adult? You try and escape reality because you want to de-stress, you want to unwind. Like
the thing is, though, like I do get what you're saying, and I do agree that there is an element of that in the nostalgic kind of vein. But at the same time, like, so now when I'm driving certain places, like if I'm going to the motorway, like when we went Southend, or if I drive to the zoo, I tend to drive down paths that I took when my mum was alive, when we was kids and everything else. And I'm kind of reminded of nostalgia in that way, and it kind of makes me think back to like all the family trips and And in that moment, I'm not escaping anything. Like I'm literally just reminiscing and enjoying the nostalgia. So even now, like when I escape into gaming, or I go down like memory lane or whatever else, or I visit one of these old places that we used to go to as a family, it's a good type of nostalgia. Do you know what I mean? Like it's a reminder that of good times, of different times. Like there's so many different aspects to kind of going down that memory lane that it is. You good? You dropped your gun?
yeah.
Oh my days, silent and deadly. I hope I don't smell that. Just the smugness on your face. Like I'm trying to go down memory lane now, and you're polluting the airways.
And I'm a rebel in that. Why does that always bring back to Eminem lyrics? Every time.
Memory lane.
Yeah,
thanks, bro.
No.
But yeah, so there's definitely like more than just escapism to nostalgia.
Sorry, the song's stuck in my head. You want to talk about nostalgia? Jesus. That is nostalgia. Jesus, how old is that song?
100%.
Jesus.
Like, to try to take your derailing into something friggin' productive. Like, the old music is another thing that will straight away take you down that nostalgic vein where it's just like, paints the scene for you. Do you know what I mean? Like, whatever you listen to, you'll remember where you was or who you was with at those times. And if it is friggin' Eminem, Tupac, Akon, or whatever else you listen to, Guns N' Roses, or whatever other...
Certain people you can't listen to anymore.
Well, shouldn't, but yeah, some people still do. I think that list of people you shouldn't listen to is getting longer and longer. So, basically, what Dave is saying is, subscribe to us because we've got no skeletons like that in the closet, and we're not going to get taken off the airways for that type of shit.
No, we got no skeletons in the closet, but you get to witness the corpses.
Oh damn! I've seen a couple corpses to be fair.
Oh no, them streets had it rough.
But there are so many different kind of elements to nostalgia where it's just taking that time to go down memory lane, whether it be on weird tangents, music, gaming, old films, old books, like just taking that time. I think it can be that kind of proverbial taking your foot off the gas in life.
Think about all the sweets you used to eat as a kid that you don't get anymore, man.
Oh,
God damn. Those little mushroom things, man, they used to bang.
just penny sweets. Do you remember going like
The
with
mushroom ones used to bang.
get to like Snacker Jacks, Blackjacks, fruit salads and Blackjacks. Yeah, I could like go pick and mix and all of that. Yeah, there is definitely like so much value to be found in like when the clock gets dialed back mentally. So like, even that time we went to Southend and we were running around the arcade with little one, like straight away you just want to be a kid again. You don't care about bills and adult life and insurance and rent and this, that, and everything else. You're just like, oh, shiny, shiny, let's have fun. Like, at least I am.
No, that's very true.
But taking that time to like look back over your life, look at like the good things that you can bring forward. Is it worth reminiscing and dusting off an old games console and just kind of detoxing into a game for a little bit, or binge watching an old series that you watched as a kid, or an old film that you enjoyed, or whatever else? It's just nostalgia is one of those things that is kind of always going to be there for you to kind of like look back and remind yourself you ain't had a bad life. Whether you've had bad in your life in varying degrees or not, like
I'd also say it might even be more pertinent if you have had a rough life. If you could find that nostalgic thing that was actually good, it might bring you a little bit of happiness. When you think about it, right? Like I was obviously very blessed as a youngster, but so nostalgia for me is just like, oh man, this was all quite fun and stuff like that. But if your childhood wasn't great, but there is a couple of little moments that you can actually dive back into to go, do you know what, there was some good in it, and I'm still standing. And I think especially as an adult, because there are things you can replicate.
all right,
There might actually be some power in that somewhere, you know what I mean?
I'll give you one for me. So like,
Please don't give me one, I don't want it.
you do one.
No, I really don't, man.
You really do.
I'm really good right now. Dehydrated pineapples, bro.
So there'll always be a nostalgic element to bandages for me.
Hey, because you was an itchy little shit.
So I've never had it put like that, but yeah.
That's not nostalgic, bro. That's PTSD.
No, but see that's
Post-traumatic
the thing.
pseudocreme disorder.
I can't, like, anytime I wrap my arm in bandages or whatever else, like, I'm reminded of all those times where it weren't even Sudoku, it was E45 or Latham or
Like, he remembers the full-on medical names of these brands.
100%, bro. Like, you don't get smothered in as much cream as me without being scarred for life.
Talk about scarring people for life. That visual is scarring.
Live with that, bro. With Kathy John.
How are you gonna drop that out there? Like it's okay.
It's in the past now.
Whipped
Thankfully,
cream going through your stretch marks like fucking wallpaper paste.
Oh, bro, with that,
It's polyfiller. He's smooth again.
like, I think that much like moisturizing would delete any stretch marks and just rehydrate the skin, like Baby Soft John.
Imagine it goes the other way and now you just got tiger stripes that stick out.
Oh, imagine it just made your skin like bare loose.
Oh.
Like your whole, do you know like when your hands and feet get proper wrinkly?
Oh,
When you go swimming and that, yeah. But that for your whole body.
Oh, no.
Yeah, that went off topic. But yeah, so like anytime anytime I kind of get like have to put a bandage on or whatever else, I'll always kind of remember those times.
But when you were being bukakied.
Yeah. Pretty much.
You don't want to be looking for nostalgia if that's what was happening to you, homie.
I mean, the soothing nature of getting covered in cream
Oh God, kill me.
Okay. I got consent. Death by Bukaki.
Oh,
Just when you
man.
thought it was over.
This is secondary drowning.
It just keeps on coming.
I'm on the edge of death.
It's all the edging that caused it. But with that tidal wave of a tangent, I think it'll probably be a good time to wrap up nostalgia unless you've got any more memory
Good time
lanes
to wrap up full
explore.
stop if you're getting bukkake all the time.
Ugh, let's not go down that avenue. Wrapping up is just another tangent. But memory lane is fun to go down. Like if you've got people to talk about old times with, or even just like getting to know new people, talking about your childhood can be interesting and fun. You can find common ground and just have a laugh at past times, even if they were painful, even if you were covered in cream. You can laugh
I
about
can't lie,
it.
you said common ground, didn't you?
Mm-hmm.
I thought you said something entirely different. I'm like,
I don't even want to ask.
get me out of it, man. Get me out of it.
So, I think we'll wrap this episode up there. The seed for this episode?
God.
Nearly didn't cover it. The seed for this episode is going to be take some time to reminisce on what nostalgic kind of thoughts come to you when you think about your childhood. What kind of good aspects of your past kind of come to mind as soon as you take that walk down memory lane. And yeah, try not to take things too seriously. Even if you've got a painful past, you can laugh about it years later. You're not that person anymore. All the best, and we'll catch you on the next one.